in their evil, their own evil stew that they've concocted. We've got the globalists, this New World Order crowd, the money masters. They're all, bunch of special interest groups interconnected like a giant, horrible Hydra monopoly. And we know that they're working on this weather thing. Okay, we've got to get ahead of them on this. While they're the ones, if the weather is look, scientifically speaking, everybody knows that the only constant on the earth is change all through history. The earth has never been perfectly stable, never, as far back as historical records go. So that's just the way it is. That's the science. That the only norm is constant change. So these people are spraying the skies, the same group. Black Ops is involved here. Okay, still they're all just colluding, conspiring with each other, and then you got the likelihood that these people have alien technology, that they really are rubbing elbows with off-world, perhaps. Maybe these are entities or beings that have been on the earth in just hidden areas of the earth, because there's still a lot we don't know about this planet. Okay, there's a labyrinth of chasms and caverns and all sorts of stuff in the center of the earth that we haven't explored. Now, there are some people that know a lot more than others. Some will tell you that there are literally tunnels that humans have made, that they've got these great condominiums and they're ready to live under there for decades if necessary. So whatever the case may be, the point is that these people, they got the Black Ops in there, we got the globalists, we got the climate people like Gore and so many others, and all these people are working together now, and these scientists, they say they've got a consensus, okay, but they don't. If you really look into it, there's a whole lot of really respectable scientists out there that say they just don't agree. Alex Jones had Christopher Monckton on the show. He knows it's a big charade. It's ridiculous. This is all a pretense, a pretext. It's a guise, it's a beard to bring in more and more austerity, to control the people, and to get them to reduce their carbon footprint, because these people that are running us are hypocrites. They want the carbon footprint of 10,000 men, but they want you and I to perish. Basically, they're depopulationists. At the end of the day, that's what they are. They want to get the Earth's population down. They have a consensus within the ranks of these evil people. They're huge hypocrites. And they live by a double standard. That's the elitism. That's that hypocrisy. And these are the same group that are suppressing clean energy technology, because it's not in their interest to release these. They've got to work with the moneyed interests, those that are already established here. These are the people, when you're born, you're in debt to from birth. These are the people that own your cost of living, that when you're born, you're beholden, you owe it to them. You're enslaved to the money masters. These are the same evil group, the same evil monopolistic hydra of special interest, evil special interest groups. Okay, that's what we're up against here. And we've got to get ahead, and we are getting ahead of these people, and they know it. They know they've been made. They know there's no way they can stop us. And, we're coming. This literally, human beings are working in the behalf of God as the first, heralding in the warning. We're telling these people, look, jump ship, repent or perish, because you're going down. Stop being liars, cheaters, thieves, murderers, and just thugs and criminals, okay? Because you've been made. We know, we've got your number. We know what you're out for, and, humanity's not going to buy it. We got Putin standing up against the New World Order bunch. Okay, this is a big deal. We're going to have this clash of civilizations. These people are creating the problems. We're going to have this battle of Armageddon. It's going to play out. The big things with all this migration, these refugees, war refugees, and all this around the world and in America. Look, the biggest objection I have is that these same criminals I'm talking about here, this New World Order bunch, they're creating these problems. They're inventing them. They're manufacturing them. It's all about good business and their security. They need chaos. They need crises to be secure, to be relevant. And we've got to understand that's their method of operation, their modus operandi. That's how they roll. Okay? And we've got to get ahead of them. Like Jesus said, be as shrewd as serpents, but as innocent as doves. And we can do that. We can do that. Because we are smarter. Because truly, really intelligent people are decent people. They value being upright. They value their integrity. They value their honor. They value their conscience. Okay, and there's nothing in the world they would trade for those things. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a very beautiful thing. And, that's respectable. And, so we've got to build each other up. All those that, are struggling to cope. I see Alex. I saw him, smack himself upside the head. He gets so upset and frustrated. I get it, man. That's why I like this guy so much, because I know he's real. And yes, I've corrected him sometimes when I believe he's wrong, and it's usually about economic things. He gets a lot of different economists on the show that even these guys don't often agree. Harry Dent was in the studio talking. I love this guy, and I know he's for real. And I know, and the economists that I love and respect are the ones that I believe are honest. I believe that deep down inside, they would consent to an egalitarian America. And to me, that's the only good America. This is for everybody. American principles and precepts are humanitarian. These are for humanity. These are for everybody. This is about universal prosperity through sound economic policy, sound currency. This is about free market supply and demand principles at work, competition and risk, all these things. This is using as a means to an end. When it really comes down to it, we all have to understand this about this. Guys, Peter Dent said something about disagreeing with Harry Dent said something in reference to disagreeing with Peter Schiff. I think it was the gold issue. That Dent thinks gold's in a bubble, and Schiff thinks that it's going to go to $5,000 an ounce. So it was something like that. But look, both men. I believe that both are honest men with integrity and honorable men, and if they were running our economic policy in America, that they would be successful at bringing in an egalitarian America. That's what we want. We want to get as close to equal as we can. We want the wealth disparity to be as low as it can, and people still go to work. We still innovate. The only difference is we go to work with a bounce in our steps, with a song on our lips, with joy in our heart, okay, when we serve each other. That's the reality we could have today if we were allowed to have it. It doesn't mean, it's going to take away our aches and pains. Okay, I got a shoulder. I got an issue with my rotating cuff, whatever they call that. It's popping and cracking and bugging the heck out of me. But, we're feeble as human beings. We got issues. I get cold. I get hot. Everybody has these issues as human beings. We get diseases. We're subject to having accidents. We're subject to natural disasters. Okay, have no faith in the flesh. But we don't have to contend with oppression, not intentionally created oppression. And I think every economist that Alex has on the show, he knows inside, intuitively, that these are good people like Gerald Celente, like Max Kaiser, like Paul Craig Roberts, and so many others that aren't coming to mind. But the reason that he knows to have these people on, he knows the teachings of Jesus. He knows that it all comes down to money, this root of all the evil. And this is where we're going to get 2 steps ahead of these people, is when we understand that. And the way we render them irrelevant is by saying, look, let's play this game, but let's play it on our terms, the way we want to play it. Let's decide our own financial destiny. Okay, let's play this game, but let's be secure, because there's such a velocity of currency, such a great cash flow. We don't even care anymore. You see prices go up, they go down. In the long run, the trend is just down. Your currency's worth more, and you got lots of it, and nobody cares. The system's working fine. The only difference is we've rendered these monsters irrelevant. They don't have the power over us. They can't start these dubious wars at the drop of a hat. They can't get us in debt. Okay? They can't have the high crime rate that they love through financial desperation. All these problems disappear. and they lose their relevance. And this is what's coming. It's it's starting now. It really is with the individual. I mean, if I die today, at least I know that this is the hand of God working through individuals. This is it, inspiring our hearts and minds and our mouths and our feet and our hands to do the right thing, say the right thing, think the right things, and teach the right things to people. Make it as concise and easy to understand as possible. That's one of the things I like to point out to people, that you talk about supply and demand. We have to talk about the relationship between the law of diminishing returns and how that's not a bad thing, because what's happening is a law of diminishing. Yes, that sounds bad to an investor. Well, no, because your cost of living is dropping, so your currency, although it might not be going up, it's increasing in worth. You might not be, and the numbers might not be increasing, but the currency itself is increasing in worth. And this is happening across the board. This is how it happens. This is how the captives are set free. This is how you have universal prosperity, is through sound currency. This is how it is a means to an end. This is the world of tomorrow. It's a world without this false god we call money, because it's a concept after all. When it comes right down to it, it's a concept. I mean, how else do they get away with printing pieces of paper with pretty pictures on them and saying this has value? I mean, I can do that too and just say it as by my fiat decree, But no, or any of us could for that matter. No, it's this lie. That's it's this way to cheat. It's sorcery. It's magic, black magic. It's not just to facilitate exchange. That's a pretense, a pretext for imposing enslavement on the people in mass. This is it, by controlling the masses, controlling our paradigm in a way that's very distasteful, that we all need to be free from. We can't be financially secure. We can't live like that in perpetuity. We cannot be free and beholden at the same time. It's illogical, and we've got to understand, we've got to base our economic reality on something that is indeed logical. And the only logical means to an end is sound currency, sound economic policies, egalitarian policies, very American policies, where it's universal wealth. The system works fine. We have realistic work weeks where it's not a mandate. We're serving around. Where do you need me? What can I do? I want to serve. I want to hang out. I want to, be with people. I want to do stuff. I want to invent. I've got some good ideas. I want to go out there and, let's do this and that. You want to, let's do this together. Let's work on my idea today and your idea tomorrow. And, we just have fun. We make our lives easier and easier and easier. And things just get better and better and better. I mean, after all, isn't this what our parents want? God Almighty, our creator, our owner. Doesn't it make sense? What do your parents want for you? So isn't it reasonable to assume that our parents want the best for us? They want us free and happy and safe and secure and prosperous and content and filled with joy and peace every day, living with one another in harmony? Of course they do. So this is what we have to want for each other, and start ushering this in and understand, this is not such a pipe dream. This is not so far out. This is not unattainable idealism. No, this is something we can get, because God gave us a brain. God's the one that gave us a wherewithal. So it's always attributable to God. Honor God above all. Thank God above all. Love God above all. Because this is the one that gave us the means to accomplish what we want here. And what we want is peace and safety and security and prosperity and all good things. And it can't be for some, or else you could never enjoy your prosperity. It's always be a pseudo-prosperity. Then you're going to feel guilty because you're extravagant, okay? That's how you're going to feel, because this is something God put in you as a fail-safe. It's immutable. It's called your conscience. And this is why I know that there's not a lot of sense in me getting all uptight about being poor, and fretting. I mean, I've got a great sense of security and liberty and freedom. I've got a very low cost of living, and that feels really good. But I want that for everybody, at least, it's all relative, okay? You could look at my finances and say, oh my God, this is pathetic. This guy thinks he's prosperous because he's safe and secure and free and all this stuff. But he's got nothing in terms of assets. And, you'd say, but you know what? It's relative. I'm not going to die out in the bushes tonight. but a brother or sister that's no more or less deserving of dying in the bushes, and quite possibly less deserving of dying out in the bushes. Okay, that's how I feel about not being able to enjoy the level of prosperity that I have. I mean it. I mean it. I really do. And it bugs the hell out of me.